Alrighty, so the dev notes are finally out for global, and I know I'm a day late to these. If you've already watched the JP, people talk about the dev notes or people talk about the JP dev notes. They're exactly the same, but I always try to wait for the global dev notes to come out just because they're translated a lot better. The Google Translate that you typically use to read the JP patch notes just have some weird translation issues in them. So this is going to be literally just video of me reading through these, kind of giving my thoughts on it. So it's probably just going to be something that you can put on in the background. So if you want to just, play a game or do whatever you want to in the background, completely understandable. You don't even have to actually watch the video. It's more or less about the audio on this one, I guess. But I don't know, grab you a little snack or something, sit back, and we'll talk about these dev notes. So. Greetings, Knights. This is Director Koo from the 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross team. We wish all the Knights who enjoyed 7DS a healthy and happy new year. Damn, so if you didn't enjoy 7DS this year, bad new year to you. In our dev notes last December, which it's been a while, we didn't really get... I don't think we actually even got a dev note in December. I think it was November that we got one, and then we didn't get one until yesterday. So they basically skipped December and January, but oh well. We shared a video with you containing some of our 2023 plans for the 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross. As this is the first official dev notes of the new year, we would like to share with you a general overview of the direction we plan to take with development and updates for the first half of 2023. Here's more info about what we're doing and how we're thinking about the upcoming changes regarding updates in 2023. As we mentioned in our New Year's greetings video, our goals for the 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross in 2023 are diverse, fun content and new stories, which is good to hear because honestly, we have a lot of repeat content at the moment, and it's not the greatest, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I think honestly, if people get good rewards out of it and stuff, like if they make it worthwhile to do them, I don't think people complain as much, but it is kind of boring fighting the same bosses and stuff like that over and over again. So I can understand that. And then new stories are always kind of fun because not only do you get free rewards from that, but if you're actually interested in the story, that's kind of just like a double win for you. So, because the game has been around for quite some time now, our focus for the first half of this year will be to prepare and rework game content that hasn't been updated recently, as well as introduce highly anticipated new stories and game content providing players new goals to strive for. Therefore, in the first half of 2023, we plan to provide players with new challenges and improve various heroes' utility by releasing new content where these heroes could be utilized. Okay. So that's kind of interesting. I wonder if that's kind of like what they were I feel like they were trying to do with Labyrinth, where you kind of get dealt a random hand and you can actually get away with using some of the older characters. But I don't know. This could be cool, I guess. To achieve this, we plan on adding additional features for maxing out heroes, as well as new types of core content where various heroes can be utilized. So, adding additional features for maxing out heroes kind of sucks. I'll be honest. I feel like if they can help streamline the process of improving heroes, then that's not going to be an issue. But the fact that, they added the super awakening or the regular awakening star that completely, skips the process of having to awaken a hero, which is great. But they need to do that kind of thing with more content. Like, you need to be able to craft those 1 to 90 tokens or something like that. You need to be able to craft like a super awakening star or something like that, where, if you already have the materials, you can just fuse them into a one-use item that skips that level up process because it's so long and tedious. People hate doing that, and you could just have, materials ready for new heroes when they come out, and it would be fantastic. Not that that's, obviously there's a lot not to grind. You're going to have to do, you already need red demons, gray demons, Howlix demons, Belmoth demons, OG demons. You need all of those mats to get a character all the way up to level 100. You need, a lot of SSR pendants, and now you need UR pendants. If they go more levels, you're going to need probably more UR pendants, which takes 6 pendants a piece, which is really annoying. I don't know. There's so much to worry about with a character. You got to buy costumes and stuff like that. So if they do add new stuff to a character, they need to make it at least not super tedious and annoying, or improve the way we already do it. That's my only concern there. Along with these new types of content, we plan to update current content by regularly releasing new final bosses, new demonic beast battles, huh? And new seasons of the Underground Labyrinth. I can't tell if they're talking about like new event bosses or not, because I think those are considered to be like they call those like demonic beast gloom, demonic beast, whoever, Baruja. I think they're classified as demonic beasts by their title, but I don't know if they're talking about like just event bosses here, or if they're talking about like the bird, the deer, the dogs, etc. So I would doubt that they're planning to rush out a whole bunch of like demonic beast battles, but I could be wrong. It does say it right there, so I don't know. New seasons of the Labyrinth could be kind of cool. I still tend to like the Labyrinth, but I feel like it lasts a really long time, and I feel like it's kind of gimmicky. Like once you figure out the gimmick to it, sorry, the dog in the background. It's more or less just like you resetting runs, trying to get that kind of synergy going. A lot of people in the last one used Red Melascula. I did not use Red Melascula and still was able to beat it. So, I mean, there is a little bit of variety that you can do, but it really just depends on, like, how lucky you are with pulling, like, an OP character. So that way you can kind of either get carried, or pulling a specific set of characters like the archangels who synergize well together, the demons who synergize well together. So there's a lot of luck involved, which I guess it's not really anything you can do. The whole game is built on luck, with like pulling cards and like, etc. So I don't know what they could do in that regard, but I think they want to make it better. So we'll see what they do with this next one, because they've definitely changed a couple of things here and there with the Season 2. So we'll see. As we briefly mentioned in our New Year's greetings, the continuation of the Seven Deadly Sins lore for Knights of the Apocalypse is coming, or is officially coming to Seven Deadly Sins. Many of you expressed hope that the story of Meliodas and the Seven Deadly Sins would continue even after the final chapter of the main story, scheduled to be concluded by the end of this year. Therefore, we will do our best to bring our Knights new story chapters for your favorite heroes as part of the 4 Knights of the Apocalypse story chapters. So, I think that this is really good. A lot of people were concerned, I would say maybe towards the beginning of last year, or maybe even the end of 2021. I remember a lot of people being like, this game's probably not got a whole lot longer. Like with Seven Deadly Sins Origins coming out, I think a lot of people are like just ready to sort of jump ship and like hop on the new game, which is completely fair. I personally don't really like the Genshin style gameplay for gacha games. I prefer the mobile game style, where it's not really like running around, like it's more menu based, and like, I don't know, the combat is kind of like tactical, not necessarily I don't want to say tactical, because like obviously with like Genshin you have to try to counter elements and stuff like that. Like the elements play a big part of like how you sort of synergize your teams and sort of play against your enemies and stuff like that. But there's no PvP or anything in those kind of games, and I would highly doubt there's PvP in Origins, which I think is a big thing. Origins, if it doesn't have PvP, I think a lot of people aren't going to be as interested in it, because unless they're just really pumping out story content or PvE content or whatever it is, like even with the game that we have, it has pretty good PvE content, but when you're bored, you can just put together a team or, try your luck in PvP. There's always, like, PvP is something easy to fall back on. So I don't know exactly, what's going to happen when they drop Origins. They really haven't given, like, any news at all on it, but the fact that they're confirming, like, the additional content and like moving forward after the main like Seven Deadly Sins story finishes on the game is definitely really good. So I don't know. I honestly think that a lot of people sort of assumed that this game would probably be either dead by now, or probably not make it to the end of the story, or once it did, it would probably just stop, working. Like the game would just kind of die at that point. But you know, going into the brand new story stuff, they're still making Four Knights of the Apocalypse. Of course, it's going on at the moment. I don't know exactly how far they are into it at the moment. I haven't read any of it yet, but I do plan on it. And I mean, honestly, depending on how long it is, it could make this game last a whole lot longer. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. So, in addition, as we shift gears for the full-fledged development of Ragnarok, we are also preparing new content based on the story, which can be played more casually. Also in the works is the release of an untold story of the 7 catastrophes in several chapters. This will be a turning point for the 7 catastrophes, as in the story they will be facing opposing forces and new heroes will be introduced. So that's kind of cool. I feel like the Ragnarok stuff is what they wanted to do with 7 catastrophes, but kind of got sucked into their whole Ragnarok thing. So now they're kind of doing right by the 7 catastrophes OC units, which are really cool, in my opinion. They have a really neat backstory and everything like that. And I don't know, they're all pretty unique, I feel. And if they start introducing... which it seems like what they're trying to do is introduce like an actual like story chapter system to the 7 catastrophes as well, then we could see, you know, with the Ragnarok stuff we have at the moment, like the enemies that we're facing in Ragnarok, like we fought Brunhild, I think at the beginning. Maybe we didn't fight Brunhild, but we fought Sigurd. We got Sigurd as a playable character, even though he's an enemy or like a bad guy, I think, to us in the story. You know, we got him as a character. We've gotten Freyr. We've gotten Freya at this point. We've gotten a couple of different characters that are bad guys. So with the 7 catastrophe story, we could see, you know, the people who are opposing them get introduced, and we get more characters that way, which could be kind of cool. So definitely interested in that. The 7 catastrophes tend to get pretty shafted as far as like, I don't know, getting regular treatment as far as regular characters go. Like the 7 catastrophe units are either seasonal units at best, or they just suck on release and need like tons more support or a holy relic or something like that. Some of the catastrophes don't get at nearly as many units as the other ones. Obviously, people still complain that Camilla has 1 unit, and I think that's fair. Camilla definitely needs to get a little bit better treatment. Shin has 2 units. He doesn't have an awakened form yet either. I don't know. They could do things differently with the 7 catastrophes. Hopefully that's what they're talking about with this, and hopefully they're planning to improve it, because honestly the OC characters in this game are actually kind of cool. So I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing them flesh them out a little bit more. Many Knights are also waiting for collaboration updates. While we cannot reveal details regarding who and when, we can confirm that a collaboration release is scheduled for the first half of this year. So this is actually pretty big news. I know Nagato made a video about it this morning, kind of talking about the AOT collab, and I think that's probably the most likely one if it's going to be a returning collaboration. If it's a new collab, who knows what it could even be. But I think there's a really good chance that the next banner that we get is more than likely going to be a Valentine's Day banner, because it's so close to, you know, Valentine's Day. This is going to be the best release window for them, because at the beginning of March, we're going to get the global anniversary. So it'll probably be this next banner being the Valentine's Day banner, or it could potentially be the one after that, because for JP, I think they get banners on the 9th and the 23rd. I would imagine they'll probably do Valentine's Day on the 9th. Who knows what we get on the 23rd, unless they just want to go ahead and hop straight into the festival at that point. I'm not completely sure. But with Freya being the first banner after the festival just ended with Meliodas, and we get a Valentine's Day banner, I would kind of hope that they would give us time with one more banner before the the global anniversary comes out, because these back-to-back festivals are killing people. Like there is so much to worry about as far as, like, you know, saving gems and everything goes, and there was a costume celebration or a costume sale going on in the last one, so people are like strapped. Like, they don't have any money left for this game right now. So if they could give people a little bit of time to rebound and save up some gems, I think that would be for the best. But you know them. I would imagine probably after the celebration ends, which it starts at the beginning of March. I think March 3rd is technically the global anniversary. I would imagine more than likely we get a collaboration shortly after the collab or the festival ends. I would say, but who knows? Obviously, I'm not some guru. I don't work there. More info will be announced around the time of the update, so stay tuned for the new heroes coming to Britannia this year. So pretty good. Even with them saying new heroes, I wouldn't read too much into that because even returning collabs have new characters get added to them. So I don't think that there's really anything to glean from that, to be honest. But I don't know. That's just where my mind went when I heard that or read that. Now let's take a look at improvements and system updates currently in the works. Underground Labyrinth improvements. So here we go. This ought to be good. The Underground Labyrinth has had several seasons and is one of our newest game modes. Players are given random heroes and must clear stages which are arranged as blocks. Players obtain and level heroes through battle, as well as select special abilities placed in certain blocks. Although this new type of content was well received by many knights, the inherent RNG aspect of the game mode has led to a wide difference in difficulty between attempts. This results in limited hero usage, routes, and unintended play patterns. Knights have also expressed disappointment in the lack of incentive to play the game mode after having already cleared it. So I think that's a good point. They do have that sort of like underground section of it once you beat floor 3, where you go into like the really hard game modes, and I'm pretty sure a couple of people were actually able to beat it this time around because of the whole Melascula like sort of synergy that they were using. I think they were using, I want to say it was a blue Tarmiel and red Melascula together, but I'm not honestly 100% sure on that. But I'm pretty sure that the team that people were using to get through the regular fight actually ended up being really good for the underground section as well. And I'm pretty sure 2 or 3 people that, like one person was in my Discord. I've seen people post about it on Twitter and on the forums and stuff like that. A couple of people were able to beat, I think it's all 25 battles that are in the underground section, which are like exceedingly difficult, but you don't get anything for it. Like there's no additional rewards down there or anything like that. Obviously that stuff down there is really tough, and I probably wouldn't waste my time on it if I'm being completely honest, because it would take a great amount of synergy with your team and, you know, blah blah blah, all that good stuff. But you know, like giving people stuff for doing that stuff is definitely worth, you know, like that just seems like a no-brainer. Like if you're gonna go out of your way to do the really hard stuff, you know, and getting nothing for it, like why worry about it in the first place? So yeah. We have listened to your feedback and are currently working to improve the Underground Labyrinth accordingly. In the 3rd season of the Underground Labyrinth, scheduled to be updated in late February, so later this month, we will be introducing the improvement version of the game mode reflecting player feedback. So, okay, sounds good. Firstly, we plan to on improving the existing configuration where all heroes' leveling progress and passives are reset when losing in the Underground Labyrinth. In addition, where all hero leveling progress and passives are reset when losing in the Underground Labyrinth. Is that not how it already is? In addition, we will adjust the game mode's difficulty by introducing a system where some progress is carried over in the form of hero stats or passives when clearing a floor. Okay, so that's actually pretty good then. So they're I mean, if you lose, you lose, but I think what they're saying is if you complete a floor, like if you can make it all the way through floor 1, you'll retain some of your stats and stuff like that, so it's maybe easier to get back to where you were, I would assume. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know exactly on the wording on that. It seems a little weird, but that's what I would glean from that. Furthermore, we plan to make it so that players can save their party after clearing the Underground Labyrinth's depths. By repeatedly clearing the game mode, depths included, players will be able to earn an exclusive resource that can be used to purchase various items in the seasonal Underground Labyrinth shops. Okay, so that could be kind of cool. That's definitely somewhat of an incentive, like you get something for actually doing things, and you know, that might be worth actually going into the depths for, because like I said, the depths are insanely hard. Lastly, we will also add a reroll feature, which will allow players to choose different passives as well as multiple purchase feature for in-game shop so players can progress through the labyrinth more effectively. Okay, so they're basically just going to make it to where you can re-roll a bit easier, so that way you're not completely screwed if you get, like, you know, one bad setup, which is pretty good. Honestly, these sound like pretty solid improvements. We'll see how it goes, of course. Like, sometimes, you know, they think this will help or this will help, and then when the new Labyrinth comes out, it, you know, falls apart because people are like, this isn't any different, because it actually didn't make that much of a change. So I don't know, we'll see, but that sounds pretty good. Knighthood missions and additional systems. Additional features of the to the Knighthood system, which were mentioned in the last dev note, will be added to the game in the next few months. We plan to add the Knighthood Command, a cooperative feature where players can work together to level up their knighthood through exclusive missions. So I wonder if that's even, like, worth doing at all for guilds who are already the max level, because, like, my guild personally is already level 10, or is it 9? I think it's 10, which is the max level at the moment. So, like, are these missions completely worthless for me, or, like, what's the deal there? Missions are randomly assigned to each knighthood member. When one knighthood member completes a mission, activity points are distributed to the other knighthood members. Acquired activity points can be used to purchase mystery item boxes and exclusive items and other knighthood or future knighthood content. Okay, so maybe there is more incentive to doing it than just leveling up your guild then, so that's kind of cool. Additional systems and content related to knighthood activities will be revealed in stages after the Knighthood Command update, and we will provide more information through a dev note when the update schedule is confirmed. So that's fine. Honestly, knighthoods at the moment are kind of lackluster. There's not a whole lot of reason to, besides, like, you know, just getting, like, a daily gem or whatever for checking in, or, like, if you're actually, like, a hardcore guild, there's guild wars and stuff like that. But I feel like for 99% of the player base who isn't in, like, a high tier guild or something like that, they knighthoods really don't seem like it's all that compelling. So last one we have here is ranking match operation schedule. So currently ranking matches are held in irregular intervals in the 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross. Up until now, we have been making efforts to prevent gaming fatigue associated with the ranking matches by spacing them out. However, there has also been a lot of feedback asking for more ranking matches. The dev team is currently reviewing different ways for players to enjoy ranking matches more frequently while shortening the match duration and preventing gameplay fatigue. So I'm pretty sure they're talking about top 100 here, because, like, I mean, the big incentive for top 100 in general is that you get exclusive characters if you're able to place, but I don't know, they don't really do it all that often. They only have 3 exclusive characters, and only one of them, which is Waylo, has even come back before, and that was a couple of months ago, and it was terrible. I tried to participate, and it was awful. Top 100 blows. So I don't know. If they improve it, could be better. We would like to get your feedback on this topic and reflect your opinion as much as we can before making a final decision on the ranking match schedule. In conclusion, for our first developer note of the year, we have shared overall direction with upcoming updates plans for 2023. As always, we would like to thank all of our wonderful knights for their love and support. We hope that everyone will continue enjoying the 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross in 2023. We wish you have a wonderful new year, or a wonderful year. So honestly, not too bad. The fact that they're talking about the Four Knights of the Apocalypse stuff is really cool. Looking forward to that stuff coming out. The fact that they're going to be trying to focus on new content and new stories and stuff is definitely kind of reassuring. The Labyrinth getting an update is kind of nice, of course. Obviously, Knighthood the guilds can be, you know, improved quite a bit. And then, I mean, top 100 is cool, I guess, but they're going to have to even out the meta right now, because it's literally just going to be full of demon teams like it was last time, because whenever it came out last time was, I think, shortly after OG Chandler got his relic, and he was dominating the meta, so that was really unfortunate. So I don't know, they're going to really have to come out with some other characters to sort of even the meta out and make some more diversity before they really commit to a top 100, I think. But who knows? Honestly, not too bad. A little bit of a lengthy dev note. already 25 minutes long, but I'm going to call it there. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for hanging out with me while I read this thing, because I like to read about all of the news and stuff like that comes to the game, and bring you guys along for the ride, of course. If you made it all the way to the end, leave a little apple emoji or something like that in the comments. I always kind of like to see the people who made it all the way through. But that is pretty much it for me. So thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already and you made it to the end of the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. See you then.